Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made better.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to the broadcast. You're listening to the Restore Your Health podcast, episode 10, part 2. I'm your host, LaRonda, and this week we'll discuss ways to stay hydrated in the heat, the intriguing plant Pokeweed, and Super C vitamins. First, let me say that I'm not a medical physician. All information shared on the show are merely for your informational purposes only and not meant to diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. I like to start off with a little inspiration, as we all need a little pick-me-up in the world today. With all the bad weather across the nation, I thought I'd share an inspirational quote, something that I wrote, and it reads like this. Don't let your mind dictate your destination. Circumstances are subject to change. Only you have control over that. And I want to encourage someone today that sometimes, we are our worst critics. And it's so easy for us to look at our situation and think that, it's just too hard. Life happens. And it happens to the best of us. So, just pick yourself up and become a positive light to someone else. And once you become that positive light to someone else, that light will also shine on you as well. I realized this myself, that it's not that hard to become great in the things that you desire to become in. Health looks different on everyone. Everyone has their own journey, their own path. It depends on the work that you put in that equals to what the results that you're going to get out. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get out. I just want to share that with someone who thinks that overcoming health hurdles is just too hard. You can do it. You really can if you only try a little bit harder. Okay. And that goes to say, for anything in life, for your relationships, for your finances, you just need to try a little bit harder, be a little bit more intentional about what you're trying to accomplish, and you'll see that you'll be making good progress real soon. All right. So I want to begin with a very old natural remedy that you may have growing in your garden right now or in your yard. Yep. It's a weed that my grandmother first told me about some years and years ago when I was a little girl. She would pick out these weeds out of the yard and she would say that they were good for health. At the time, I really didn't know what she was doing and I kind of, just passed it off as we do on things that we don't know. But, saying all that to say that she would pick these weeds out of the yard and cook it for health purposes to clean the blood and the gut of impurities. And this is something that I used to laugh at under my breath back then. Funny how things that we once laughed at before and didn't know that they were so valued today. I want to introduce you guys to the weed that my grandmother used to pick out of her yard. It's called pokeweed salad. That's right, guys. Pokeweed salad. It sounds funny, sure enough, but it has so many wonderful medicinal parts to this plant. And it's really originally a poisonous plant. And it's only poisonous when it's in its raw state. So you have to actually cook this plant to get the medicinal properties out of it. The plant grows approximately 4 feet to 12 feet tall. The leaves are green with a long stalk. And it grows from about July to August. The flowers are greenish, white in color, and the berries on the plant are like a dark color, purple or dark berry color. This once North American European plant is now more popular in the U.S. like Texas, Georgia, Florida, Maine, and abroad. Other names for poke salad are dragonberries, pokeweed, phytolacca, pokeberry, inkberry, scope, and pigeonberry. The generic name for pokeweed is phytolacca, derived from the Greek word phyton, plant. The French lack a dark red pigment, referring to the crimson juice in the ripened berries. The plant can produce up to 48,000 seeds, which remain viable for 40 years. Pokeweed has an antiviral protein, PAP, also known to inhibit molecules in all living cells called ribosome. Some ribosomal mutations are loosely linked to certain cancers like leukemia, melanoma, and multiple myeloma. It's helpful to cleanse the blood, and it's also helpful for use for a pain reliever. It helps to kill skin parasites and disease. It relieves arthritis, laryngitis, tonsillitis, and it's also used as a laxative to treat cancer, hemorrhoids, anti-inflammatory swelling, and tremors. It is also being tested right now to see if it protects cells from HIV and AIDS. Pokeweed is poisonous in its raw state, as I said before, so it must be cooked before consuming. Wow. How powerful is that plant? A little weed my grandmother used to pick out of the yard. Who knew that they were testing it right now for further medicinal properties? That's just amazing to me. Some of the things that we pass by every day in our yard or pick up or, from our yard, not knowing that it's very helpful for various purposes. So just wanted to share that one. So moving right along, we're going to start out here with our next topic, which is the Super C vitamin. We're talking about how much vitamin C should you be getting in your regimen. Well, vitamin C plays an important role in how well your body heals. It's recommended after major surgeries. Studies show that patients who took vitamin C after a scheduled surgery healed quicker than those who took none. Vitamin C protects your body's natural defenses. It's been proven to support brain health and the central nervous system. Vitamin C is also known as ascorbic acid, which is known to enhance the absorption of the non-heme iron in the body, which is why many health professionals recommend consuming foods that are rich in vitamin C, like baked potatoes, bell peppers. You want to get the colorful ones, the red, yellow, and green, broccoli, strawberries, lemons, papaya, and Brussels sprouts, just to name a few. Because the human body cannot produce it on its own, it must be taken in a supplement. An average recommended dose of vitamin C for adults is 90 milligrams for men and 75 milligrams for women. And this vitamin C, we also sell vitamin C through our Young Living account. Young Living essential oil Super C vitamins are guaranteed to supercharge your immune function with this powerful vitamin compound. Super C chewables contain a proprietary blend of camu cherry, rose hips powder, orange premium essential oils, acerola, and it also supports the immune system's respiratory system, the circulatory function. All of these are supported by our Super C chewable supplements, and it also helps to function for longevity. Now, the Super C comes in tablets as well, and the tablets contain flower bud powder, cayenne, fruit powder, orange oil, tangerine, rind oil, grapefruit peel oil, lemon peel oil, and lemongrass leaf oil. So to get these products, you're going to visit myyl.com/LaRonda-Dawson, and you can purchase your Super C vitamins to give your body that boost of vitamin C and help your immune system stay intact. All right, guys. Now, let's talk about how much water you should be absorbing in your daily regimen. You should be getting enough daily water to keep your body hydrated and to maintain wellness. Water is an essential part of the body. Our bodies are made up of 75% water. All human organs, our cells, the blood, all depend on water. That's right. They all depend on how much water we intake in our bodies. Without water, did you know that the human body cannot live beyond 3 to 4 days? So our bodies need water. We need to be consuming water on a daily basis. You can calculate that by your body weight. Everyone is different. and thus needs a different amount of water. Generally, 15.5 cups of water a day for men and 11.5 cups of water for women. And this is based on the U.S. National Academics of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine. All right. So if you want to know how much water you should be getting, there you are. If you're a woman, you need at least 11.5 cups. And if you are a man, 15.5 cups of water. You should be getting this on a daily basis. Now, let me say, I know that sounds like a lot. Okay, but you can measure this by getting your water through your food sources and natural juices. Okay, natural fruit juices, natural smoothies, almond milk, things of that nature. You can measure your amounts by other sources other than just plain water. All right. Water helps to flush out the colon and hydrate our organs. It helps to send nutrients to our cells, and it helps our blood to flow properly. And it ensures that our body is functioning the way it needs to be functioning. So drink up, and remember, you can have other food sources containing water to get your daily intake, a recommended amount in. Now, don't forget that on hotter days, you want to increase your amount of water to keep from getting dehydrated. All right. You're going to stay away from sugary drinks like your canned sodas and artificial drinks. Those are not considered water because they rob the body of nutrients and minerals. They don't hydrate your body. Okay. You know, if you ever notice, if you ever drunk a soda that you're thirsty afterward, well, that's for a reason. You know, you keep drinking sodas, but you know, you need to make sure that you're getting the proper dose of water in your regimen daily. So that's what we're about on this podcast. We talk about keeping your body healthy, restoring your health, and we talk about health topics. And so today we're talking about how much water your body needs to operate and to function properly. Again, you can try adding something like some electrolytes in your water if you want it for a little bit of taste. You can also drink different teas and add honey or agave to your drink. So there are a lot of different ways that you can get your water intake in for the day. Now remember, on hotter days when the sun is shining, it's warmer climates, you want to drink a little bit more water than your daily recommended dosage. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this week's podcast. Until next week, have an amazing weekend, and remember to drink your water. That concludes this week's episode of the Restore Your Health podcast. Until next week, have a great weekend, guys. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and happy. If you like this video, share it with a friend and subscribe to the channel. Also, I'd like to invite you guys to become a sponsor to the show by donating to my new Patreon. And also, you can still donate to my PayPal at LD Ministries or my Cash App at $LaRonda Dawson. And also, I have a new Patreon that you guys can join my new Patreon. I'm on my Patreon. I'm going to share actual videos and talk a little more extensively on health issues and health topics that I don't talk about on this show. So if you want to get into detail or, dive a little deeper into a certain topic, I will share that information on my Patreon if you would just support the Patreon. That's monetarily by becoming a sponsor of my Patreon page. And like I said, you can get more information on different health topics and different health remedies to help in restoring your health. All right, guys. Well, thank you once again for tuning in to the Restore Your Health podcast. And I will see you right here, same time, same place next week. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you guys. So if you want to be a part of my Patreon page, it's called Restore Your Health Podcast Show with host LaRonda Dawson. So that's how you get to my Patreon page. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend.
Restore your health, be renewed. You gotta take control to see a breakthrough. You're only one step away from a life made better. A life made better. A life made better.